Welcome back to the Dave and Joe Liberty Stand. We're on, we've been discussing the top 12 issues the church wants to hear.
We're on number 3.
We're on number 3. Through Glenn Beck's discussion, who
did the poll?
George Barna from the American Culture and Faith Institute.
There you go.
And they surveyed over nearly 3,000, churchgoers. And
now, what does that number 3 say? It says something about poverty.
Poverty.
Go ahead and read the whole thing.
This was number 3 of the top 12 things that people in the church wanted to hear about most. And it says poverty. Under poverty, referring to personal duty, government role, church role, homelessness, hunger, global conditions. Oh, wait, never mind. Hunger and global conditions. I lost my line. Homelessness, hunger, and dependency. And by the way, I hope you like my hat.
That's all my stuff, by the way.
That's Dave's wardrobe. That's Dave's wardrobe. Okay, go ahead and...
No, first of all, what's the government's role?
No. Personal duty was the first thing.
I don't care. We're going to mix it up.
Government role.
Yeah, I want to get into that.
Yeah. The government should take care of everybody.
There is absolutely zero role for the federal government to take care of anybody for anything. That's right. Anything for everybody. And I'm sorry, old people, that means Social Security. No, if you're already in it, you did pay into it, and da-da-da. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you should be cutting that stuff off. They have no right. The federal government, there's nothing in here about that, okay? If you're bad off, and trust me, I have been. I was shaking down my couch for loose change for cigarettes for a long time, all right? I understand when you're bad off. I understand when you're bad off. I get it.
Serious.
That's called priorities. Liquor store, cigarettes, maybe I'll eat every other day or something like that. I'm sorry. I'm not really doing this to be crass or to make a big, to freak everybody out. The federal government has no business in anybody's personal life at all. Now, the 10th Amendment says whatever the federal government doesn't do, the states can do whatever they want. And it's voted up or down with the citizens of that state. I don't believe in it, but I mean, they can. But you know what? That's what church is for. That's what friends and family is for. I've certainly taken friends in when they've been having hard times.
Yeah, our family has too.
I've been hard up, and I wasn't taken in, but they've gifted me, when I was
that's true.
And that's what you do.
Well, and that just shows to the breakdown of the church,
and that takes the responsibility out of the individual to help somebody, and puts it into this. Hey, I pay my taxes.
Right.
I don't care.
We kind of talked about that with another topic, but yeah.
Well, it all goes into the government stuff.
Well,
they have no right. They have no business in that. They don't.
Right.
It takes away from the charities, the churches, the goodwill of the individual people.
Right.
No, screw that. No.
Well, because what I hear is just giving the government more control.
Oh, it absolutely is.
If they can,
because everything you get from them.
Well, but I gotta say something here. This is good because what I think. All in all, initially when these programs and things started coming out, some of the people in the government were like, "Hey, we need to help here because it's not being done because we as individuals are not transformed by the Lord, by Christ. It's a transformation of hearts that has to take place. Well, sure. Otherwise, I don't care about you because I'm just taking care of myself. But if I realize that I should love one another, Jesus said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself." I mean, then you got to care about yourself. Love your neighbor
absolutely.
as yourself.
And you know
have
what?
respect.
How are
and
these
personal...
people? How are these? That's a great point. How are these people having any self-worth when they're like, well, here,
everything's handed to you.
They don't feel like
it pushes you down.
Yes, it does. And those people will always be down.
And that's a plan, isn't that? I mean, that's...
like I said, I've taken help from people before. I've given help to people before. And you know what? It always feels way better when you're giving it.
You can stand on your own 2 feet.
It feels
and take care
great.
of yourself.
And it was really good that I could go to a friend instead of the government, fill out forms and tell my personal stuff. And
it makes you feel like big.
Pray my allegiance to them. I will vote for you every time. Please just keep giving me this stuff.
Right.
There's no good in that. There's absolutely no good in that. It's evil.
Right.
It should not happen. Yeah,
there's a control factor and all that people don't realize maybe, and they're just thinking
when you're desperate, you don't care, and you don't think
that's
about
true.
that.
That's true. Well, I have a friend, and he's, he has some disability, but he can work, and it's like, but the way the system is, it's almost like it says, well, we have to help you as a system, because you can't do it, yourself. And then there are, I even heard, I think Glenn talked about this too, there are laws that are in our country where if you go to work, then you get penalized. Or if you, say if you get married, there's penalties, and there are some benefits too.
To all the good stuff you do, you get penalized.
Yeah. And so it actually, you try to get ahead.
That actually makes you get ahead. And the government doesn't want that, because then now you're no longer dependent on the government to do for you.
Well, and I think there's an evil entity behind that.
That's what I just said.
Is it socialism?
Yes, it's socialism, communism, whatever. Yes.
So we got off focus. Poverty. We're talking about poverty. So
but the thing of it is, I'll tell you.
We were on that target. Sorry.
Man, I would. Hey, I work downtown. I work downtown in Lafayette, Indiana. Well, Joe does too. That's how we know each other. And we see this. We see these guys all the time.
I'm teasing.
I'm going to Florida.
So we
myself,
see all the time.
We see people that are bad off and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a food pantry down there.
Yeah, the church there at St. John's Church, and they're lined up, man.
Yeah.
And my boss always jokes, and he's like, Dave, he goes, you don't make much money. You could probably go down there and get that stuff. No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I get by. I'm smoking cigarettes. I have water right now, but I can afford alcohol, cigarettes, rent. You know what?
You're not going to take.
I'm not. You know what? There's people that really don't have anything, and they need that. And most of those people, well, they don't want to spend their dope money, and all that. But
there's a lot of brokenness, a lot of issues.
But there's a lot of terrible situations with some of these people.
Yeah. So, like homelessness, is that something that you have any thoughts on that?
Well, a lot of it is mental illness.
Yeah. I have a friend who works in that area.
Back, I can't remember when it happened, but there was some law that was changed where they couldn't keep people anymore that needed to be kept somewhere, and that's a huge deal. If you're mentally ill, they're out there. A, to be a victim. B, out just without any protection at all. No shelter, no food, no. We need to. This is something we should do as a country. If somebody's homeless, mentally ill, they don't have any family or friends that can take care of them. We should take care of our own citizens and house them somewhere or something. But I mean, we shouldn't just let them wander about. You know.
Right. Well, and I think too. One thing I want to hit on that because I've had my own personal experience with mental illness. Is I there is a spiritual aspect to that. I think that we
see that's where the charities,
we don't
the churches and the charities.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think it's kind of it may be kind of scary for people. It's like I was listening to this lady talk the other day about her children. They have some like some disabilities, maybe either autism or Down syndrome or something like that. And I know personally when you see somebody in the store, a child, a parent of that child, and you feel uncomfortable, and you don't engage. But I think, and that's kind of the same thing with mental illness and homelessness and stuff like that. We don't engage with these people. We don't interact with some people maybe because we feel uncomfortable, or we have the view of, well, they're lesser people. And I think again, going back to that commandment,
all life is valuable.
Yeah, and that goes back to number one, the abortion.
And there's something you can learn from everybody, no matter what. I ride the bus, people. They know this.
Oh yeah, time's up.
Okay. Our time is up.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing about
dependency,
about hunger.
Hunger.
You know what? Unless you're out in the wilderness, if you're in any town, that's what churches are there for, and they do. I know. I work downtown. You get food, man.
Yeah.
The poorest people in America are the fattest ones. And, I don't know about the rest of the world. I don't know what you can do about that. But as far as America goes, there's places to go for food, guys. But, take us out, buddy.
All right. Well, thanks again. We'll see you shortly. All right.
See you guys.